This is Steve Beverly asking for your help. WLJT Channel 11, West Tennessee's home for educational and quality TV since 1968, needs your financial support. We don't sell commercials. Instead, we rely on donations from viewers. Channel 11 is the most local station in all of West Tennessee, bringing you local shows about events, happenings, and issues important to West Tennessee. It's really easy to donate. Go to westtnpbs.org. It's quick, easy, and secure. Donate today and show your support for local, educational, and quality television. Channel 11 needs your support today.
What does it take to lead with vision, serve with heart, and leave a lasting impact on your campus and community? Hello, I'm Don McCory. Today on Tennessee is Talking, we're joined by Dr. Carol Rothstein and Dr. Kevin Lightham of Jackson State Community College, recipients of the National Diamond Awards for their transformational leadership. Let the conversation begin.
We are rolling. Confirm record. Can we get a mic check? Check, check. Stand by camera 2. Take 2. Stand by announcer in 3, 2.
West Tennessee PBS presents Tennessee is Talking. Let the conversation begin.
Welcome to Tennessee is Talking. I'm Don McCory. Today we're highlighting two leaders whose work at Jackson State Community College is resonating far beyond West Tennessee. Dr. Carol Rothstein, president of Jackson State, and Dr. Kevin Lightham, the athletic director, were recently honored with the prestigious Diamond Awards, sometimes called the Oscars of Civic and Community Service. Dr. Rothstein and Dr. Lightham, thank you for joining us today. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
So good to have you here once again. Dr. Rothstein, first let me say congratulations
Thank you
on this
very
award.
much. Thank you.
And tell me what this means for you personally.
Personally, it's definitely an honor. It was something that when I received the nomination, I sent it to Henry Kilpatrick, our chief marketing officer, and was like, is this real? Because I looked at the other people who were getting this honor, and they were from Duke and Rutgers and Howard, and so it was one of those things that for me personally was just very special and so humbling and such an honor.
So tell me, how did you get nominated? Did you nominate yourself?
No. This is something that the Not Alone Foundation, that they do a nomination through their board, and they look for people who have made differences in the institutions where they've worked and in their community, and they send us the whole rubric in which they use to assess and choose who they're going to give this honor to.
Can you share how many people you beat out?
I do not know, but I know that when you're looking at it, I think there were 30 individuals across the nation who received it. And again, they were from, very prestigious universities. And so it was something that they said that they really take to heart when they're looking for nominees.
Great. Dr. Lightham, you were honored with the crown jewel of the Transformational Athletic Administration of the community.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about this award.
Yes, sir. And thank you for having us. This award really represents our department, the student athletes, the coaches, our administration there on campus. It's really everybody's work. It's a culmination of things. I just happen to be the person that has the opportunity to sit here and speak with you today. But it's truly the work of the people in our department. Everything that we're doing in the community, on the court, on the fields, it's all a testament to the work of the student athletes and the coaches. So again, I'm just proud to be a part of it all.
Can you talk a little bit about the eligibility requirements for the school in order to make it to this level?
Absolutely. In regards to being a student athlete?
No, to be eligible for this award.
Gotcha, thank you. So similar to what Dr. Rothstein was mentioning, it is a national award. They look across the spectrum at leaders at higher education institutions as well as in public and civic law enforcement as well. And they select, their personnel each year. For me, my experience was similar in that when I first received that invitation, it was like, okay, is this real? Like, let me do some research. Let me see what has happened. And I've seen individuals like Dr. Gerald Drew, who is the athletic director at Clark Atlanta University.
Prior recipient?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And even looking back 10 years ago to where you're seeing people like the Raven Simones and the Queen Latifah. So my first thing is, what am I doing on a stage with these different individuals?
Talk about elbow.
So it was quite an experience, to say the least, and just very grateful that two of us here at Jackson State Community College were selected to be a part of something so prestigious.
Dr. Rothstein, since joining Jackson State back in 2023,
yeah.
there has been a significant amount of growth and impact within the community. How do you, as a leader, process all of this?
So, I again, sort of what Dr. Lynham said, you go back to this is the team. And when you're looking at that impact and the growth, it is really what the team is doing together. Every employee at Jackson State, they put their heart and soul into what they're doing. They're there for the right reason. They believe in the mission and the vision. And when you allow people to just shine and you support them and encourage them, that's what happens, is that you see the impact.
2023 is only 3 years, but I'm sure you've seen some milestones. Can you tell us about one that's really impactful for you?
So for me, it is when we had convocation this year, we did a survey where everybody in the audience could, and in the audience saw the employees. And so everyone could respond with what they're excited about and how they're feeling and what they're looking forward to. And the responses that came where everybody was focused on growth and encouragement and how they felt that they were supported across campus by their colleagues and just that environment and the culture. So for me, that is the absolute most important thing. And the biggest milestone is that the culture is there to support everybody on campus. And then of course you see enrollment, which is such a big number. It's not just about a big number in that how many students are there, but it tells you the tale of how many students are coming back and how many students feel that this is the right place for them, that they feel encouraged and supported as well. And so those are milestones for me that I feel like are very impactful for Jackson State.
Right. Thank you. Dr. Lynham, your leadership has been based on not just athletic success, but your community engagement with the students. How do you find a balance between those two?
Yes, sir. And thanks for asking that question. President Rothstein just touched on it. It's really about the culture. Culture is everything. And what we like to believe is that we're not just making our student athletes better student athletes, but also better people, better citizens out in the community. And so when you're talking about balance, I always tell them you don't have to choose one or the other when we're talking about excellence and caring. One of the things that I like to spread across our department is excellence with caring. That we can do both in all that we do, whether it is in the classroom or whether it is out on the competitive fields. Mm-hmm. And so that's how we kind of balance that all. We take a total approach where we're going to build up the whole person. In some cases, sometimes meet them where they are and build them up to where they can be that individual that can serve in multiple capacities. I mean, we're truly working with our future nurses, doctors, lawyers.
I was going to ask you if you could share one of your community engagement projects that you've worked on.
Absolutely. Our most recent community engagement project was our second year of our toy drive out at Jackson State Community College. And I'm glad you asked that question, because you're just speaking to Jackson State and that community and that culture. There's no way this could happen without Jackson State Community College. Those faculty, the staff, the students, every single person at that institution. So for the past 2 years, we've done this and we've been able to serve over 300 families. And I would tell you 90% of the contributions that goes into that toy drive are coming from those individuals right there on that campus. And I really think that speaks volumes to the type of people that we're working with each and every day. And it's truly a blessing, if I can just be honest with you. It's quite phenomenal. I've had a lot of fortunate stops, and here at Jackson State, it's like no other.
Well, it's encouraging for me to hear that the city of Jackson and West Tennessee is approaching this in a very, very positive manner.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dr. Rothstein, you've got some immediate as well as long-range visions for the school. How do you see all of this coming together?
So, anytime you're looking at it, you've got to keep that focus on the long-term vision for the college. Where are we going and how are we supporting students and helping students achieve their goals as well? And so when you keep that at the forefront of every decision that you're making, it makes it a lot easier to balance those immediate needs, because you can always go back and think about how does this impact a student? How does this impact the employees? How does this impact West Tennessee and the economic development here and the future and strength of our community? And so it's very easy to balance the immediate needs with a long-term vision, as long as you have the students at your central focus.
Yeah, I guess you want to have partners and vision that actually mirrors your own mission statement as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes. So, Dr. Lynham, what lessons do student athletes learn through sports that translates into real life activities during the course of their day?
Absolutely, sir. Discipline, accountability, time management. These are all things that student athletes learn that can really be used throughout the course of their lives. They're just intangible skills that those students really hone, and they have to be disciplined. So yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit of some of the sports programs that are at Jackson State.
Okay, absolutely. So we're super excited about the sports programs taking place under the leadership of Dr. Rothstein. I will tell you, since being here, she has really allowed us to elevate our athletics department, and currently we're offering sports year-round at this point. Within our fall season, we have women's volleyball, we have men's and women's cross-country and half marathon teams. In the winter, we have a men's and women's basketball team. In the spring, we have baseball and softball, and pretty soon, here within the next year, you're going to see Tennessee's first NJCAA flag football program.
That's great. That's great. Now, do you recruit some of these students, or do they come on their own?
Oh, a little bit of both. We're actively recruiting right now. I'm actually headed out to a couple high school practices here soon, as we're looking to, get our head coach into the door. But it's a fun time. I mean, we're recruiting across the country to make sure that it's a great representation of Jackson State and of our Jackson community.
Great. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Rothstein, your work, your leadership touches every aspect of the college. Tell me how you have that focus and drive in order to pull it all together.
So there are three things that I always go back to, and that is relationships, resources, and reputation. And that is for me personally, but also for the college. So you're always focused on relationships, the foundation of everything. How does everybody feel when they come on campus? Do they feel like they belong? Do they feel like they can be successful? Do they feel like we're there to support them? Focusing on the resources, and that is, the campus buildings and all that's going on campus with the new workforce training center and building a new classroom.
Expand on that.
Sure, yeah,
because
absolutely.
everybody drives by that location
Yes.
and wonder what is going on.
Yeah, if you drive by campus right now, you'll see a lot of construction happening. And so we have our workforce training center that will be hopefully finished at the end of this year, so November, December of this year. And then we'll have customized training for a lot of our partners. They can come in, tell us exactly what they would need for their current employees or future employees. We'll design a curriculum for them. We'll have that in there as well. We'll have our advanced maintenance technician program. We'll be able to move into that building and to expand, to allow more enrollment, new equipment. All of those things will be state of the art. Community room, all of these things will be in this new workforce training center.
I do know firsthand that there are a lot of industries that come to you to help create resources. Do you have to turn some down?
Well, no, we typically don't turn companies down. We find a way to make it happen. So when they come to us and they have a need and they ask for a specific training, we have a lot of curriculum developers of our faculty and staff that can really come up with what they're needing and provide that to them. It would really be the only time that might happen if it's outside of our mission, if it's something that is beyond what we would normally do. But we have not turned away employers that are looking for a training.
Dr. Lynham, your award does not just cover athletics, but it also covers community leadership. How do you communicate that information to the individual students, and what are their expectations?
Gotcha, and thank you for that question, sir. That expectation is expressed when our student athletes come through the door. Just again, we want to build the total person, not just the student athlete necessarily. And so we task them, we charge them with getting out into the community, being active, and really contributing. Again, it's about making or producing rather productive members of society. And so in doing that in community service here in the Jackson communities, it's just really equipping them with the tools that they're going to need to be successful out in life.
Okay. You probably have some student testimonies of what their life has been like as a result of going through this before.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see our student athletes all over this town, whether it is the the boxing event where we help, with the tear down over there, whether it is our annual Easter egg hunt, where we like to put on an Easter egg hunt with 50,000 plus eggs and invite all of the Tennessee communities out. You can really, they're visible, and it really has contributed to our game experiences. When you come over to Jackson State Community College athletic events now, oftentimes we're filled from wall to wall now. And it's really just our community buying into the things that we're doing on our campus and just really making this fun environment.
That's great. Dr. Rothstein, how do awards and honors like this Diamond Award that you were just received, how does it change the narrative and the impact that it has on the campus itself?
So going back to where I talked about the 3 R's, and the last one was reputation. And the awards and the honors really just speak to all of the great work that everybody is doing on campus. And so it just kind of highlights the reputation of what we're doing, that students are successful at Jackson State, that employees are fulfilling a purpose at Jackson State. So we're not out to necessarily collect as many awards as we can, but the awards,
so they're nice when you get
they
them.
are nice, yes. They're just a reflection of what everybody is doing and all the hard work that everybody's doing on campus.
Yes. You have teachers or staff that has been with you throughout this and probably been there for a while. Yeah. They're happy, they're content, they see the work that they're doing and the impact it's having on the community.
Absolutely, absolutely. They see the future, and they are ready for innovation. They are ready to support students. They have such a heart. If you come onto campus and talk to anyone in athletics or in academics or anywhere across the campus, you will see the passion that they have for helping students be successful and bettering our community and strengthening it for the future.
For a long time, Jackson State has had a very visible presence. It has served a community well with a need that was not met by other institutions in the city, and we've been honored to have that here. How do you navigate going forward by continuing to meet those needs of the students?
Well, right now we're in the middle of our developing our next strategic plan. And so what we do as part of that planning is talk to our community members. We've had some listening sessions, surveys with students and with our community partners to find out what do they see for Jackson State in the next 5-10 years? What would they like from us? And so we balance all of that information with what the industry partners are looking for. What programs do they need? And so the next 5 years are really all a response to what the community is asking for. Mm-hmm. How do we continue to support them, but also how do we continue to innovate and provide new things for them and provide this pillar of a community?
Can you share, or either one of you share, new programs that have been brought on since 2023 that were not there before you arrived?
So some of our programs have been expanded, like I talked about, the AMT program is continuing to have, we have our night program, we have the enrollment in those programs have expanded. We're adding a sonography program, and that is hopefully to come next year. So we're in the middle of doing the curriculum development for that and hiring a new director for that program. We've got some new athletic programs, as Dr. Lynham had talked about previously. And then there's the non-academic programs that we're offering as far as our learning support, helping students by providing a learning commons, a place where they can go to get academic support in their programs. And so those are all new across the board, whether it's an academic program, an athletic program, or a student support program. We've added a lot of different things.
Okay. Can either of you share, if it's possible, to measure the success of the university other than just enrollment?
Yeah, absolutely. We kind of talked, internally we say, Jackson State is in every industry, every county in West Tennessee, that we are here supporting you. And when you look at our students successful post-graduation. So they come to Jackson State, they're successful semester to semester. They go out into the community, they find employment in one of our great partners, and are they successful at that company? Do they know what they're doing, and do they do it well? So you're looking at enrollment is just that number that kind of makes sure we're headed on the right track. But it's what happens after graduation that we really pride ourselves on. You talk to our graduates; they're in every industry. They're leaders. They really just define West Tennessee because of what they started at Jackson State, and they may have transferred to a four-year university, or they may have started right away after graduation at Jackson State. But we know that if you come to Jackson State, you're going to be successful and achieve your goals.
If we were to check back with both of you, let's say in the next 3 years, how would you define what impact your work has had on the community? What do you hope to see 3 years from now?
Gotcha. I would lay into really what we try to be intentional about doing at Jackson State and looking at the mission and the values and seeing if we're still caring and delivering on those things. One of the things that we really want to be intentional about is providing access. And you know, President Rothstein mentioned it with reputations and resources. You know, are we providing these things? Are we excelling in doing this? Are we being innovative? Are we advancing the mission? But I kind of want to go back too, because the Madam President, she was extremely humble with what she was saying. I can tell you, sir, I've been here for 19 months, and she mentioned the current construction and things that are going on right now. Well, in the last 19 months I've been here, there's been some form of construction on Jackson State Community College campus. And so those are intentional efforts I see to advance the institution, which ultimately makes a better experience for all of the students that are attending Jackson State Community College.
Leadership can be very demanding, can be very weighty at times. How do you balance that within the course of the achievements that you've made, as well as continuing to learn from that yourselves? Either one.
Yeah. So I
both.
think leadership, it is challenging at times, but you always keep that focus on, am I making an impact? Am I making an impact on someone's day? Am I making an impact on someone's future? Am I making an impact on the strength of our community as well? And so I think that is what helps me continue to, balance the challenging times with the times where you talked about the achievements, balancing those things, but always continuing to learn as we go. And so really it's just, for me, it's about making an impact. Am I making an impact today?
Right. And you as a leader?
And what I love about leadership is we have the opportunity to positively affect outcomes. That is huge to me. Anytime we have the opportunity to maybe change what could have or probably should have been an adverse situation, we have the ability to change that in leadership just through the decisions that we make. One of the things I tell myself every day, especially as we continue to navigate the weather challenges here, and we've had multiple changes with games and things of that nature, is you just truly learn to, I say love the problems, but they're not really problems. I mean, that's just going to help us get to the other side of things to ultimately be successful. And when you have that approach and you come in and you tackle it like that every day, it's a ministry.
Right. You talked about being here for 19 months.
Yes, sir.
It's a relatively short period of time, but I'm sure you have had some success stories. Do you have one you could share with us?
One success story. I mean, I'm proud of our student athletes and what they did academically. In the last academic year. I'll really speak to that. Across every single athletic program that we have, there was at least a 0.4 increase for that team GPA.
For participation in the program, you have to have a certain grade point average. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is correct. But you're also, so in athletics, we also have, we want to make sure that our students are matriculating and getting to the degree. And so we're also looking at progress towards the degree throughout the course of the time that's there. So at no point in time can a student athlete kind of fall below, if you will, because it's not permitted. It's not something that we do. You have to maintain academic eligibility at all times.
Right. Sticking with the leadership theme, what advice would you give your students on how to become an effective leader?
One, you have to believe in yourself that you can do this, but the focus always has to be on others. And then as you go through your journey is to make sure that you are learning as much as you can and relying on your team and hearing from them. So as you want to develop to be a leader, always keep the focus on others and get involved. As you're going through your professional career, you want to try and get involved as much as possible into different committees or different areas so that you can learn a little bit about that, so that when you are later making decisions, you can rely on your team to really have a good conversation about what decisions to make. But it's really about just keeping the focus on others.
I know we talked about the Diamond Awards that you both won, but there was another award very recently that Jackson State Community College received. Could you tell our viewers about that?
Absolutely. So yesterday we won the Greater Jackson Chambers Large Business of the Year Award. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. We were very excited to win that award. Thank you.
Great. It's so good to see both of you. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this edition of Tennessee's Talking. Our thanks to Dr. Rothstein and Dr. Lynham for sharing their insight, leadership, and commitment to the students in Jackson State Community College. If you'd like to rewatch this program or share it with a friend, you could stream this episode and all local Channel 11 programs anytime on the PBS app. You can also watch it on the West Tennessee PBS YouTube channel. Keep the conversation going by following WLJT on social media. Until next time, keep on talking, Tennessee.
Do you have a topic you'd like to see discussed on a future episode of Tennessee is Talking? Maybe you want to be a guest and have something to talk about. Send your ideas to tnistalking@westtnpbs.org. Include all your contact information and let the conversation continue.
Hello, Tennessee is Talking fans. This is Peter Knoll, General Manager and CEO here at Channel 11, and I'm along with our good friend.
Yeah, Steve Beverly here with you, and I'm part of the Tennessee is Talking family, and we are glad that you are, because on Tennessee is Talking, we talk about issues that are all about home, which is what we are.
What's been some of your favorite shows that you've hosted?
I think some of the really favorite ones that I've had is when we went back and we had State Senator Paige Wally with us, and he talked about some of the key issues facing us, including mental health, because he's also a mental health counselor and a psychologist, as well as one who is a lawmaker.
Well, if people want to see more shows like Tennessee is Talking, we can only produce these programs and air them and stream them with your support. We don't sell commercials. We rely on your donations. That's what makes Channel 11 special. Your donations pay for the cameras, the editors, the producers, the writers, the lights. It takes a lot to put a TV show on.
And the thing about it is that shows like this, you get depth about the issues facing West Tennessee. You don't have to deal with it in a 90-second soundbite. It is really telling you the story of what you need to know.
Donate now at westtnpbs.org, and we'll send you one of these lovely gifts: Tennessee is Talking tote bag, cap, or the Tennessee is Talking folder. Donate now.